Hi folks, welcome to the next episode in my Final Fantasy VII Switch series. Now, in my previous walkthrough for this game, which I did a few years ago, I did actually make a cock-up on this particular floor. This is floor 62 of the Shinra Building. Now, if you do cock things up here, don't worry too much. It's not going to interfere with the story, but you will miss out on a pretty nice item, which is going to come in useful later on. So I would recommend making sure that you do get this floor absolutely perfect. Now, in order to get this floor perfect, we need to give this guy here his password. And it is just basically a multiple choice question here. And if we get it wrong, we can have another go. But if we get it right the first time, the first guess, then we do get that, that optional item, which I'm going to strongly recommend you get. So this guy's the mayor. And if we get his password correct, he's going to give us his key card for the next floor. So yeah, that doesn't sound very secure to me, but there we go. And so here is how we go ahead and guess his password. I'm just going to grab a pen and paper here. What we're going to want to do is go into each of these library rooms and check the outside of the wall next to the door. So for example, if we start here in the upper left, we're going to go ahead and read the notice here. And we're told that this is peace, preservation and weapons development research. So what we want to do now is head inside, bearing in mind the subject of all the books that should be in here, and find the book that doesn't go, okay, that doesn't fit in with that particular title. So we can see plan for new land weapons. Well, this is weapons development, so that's absolutely fine. We've got Heidegger's Shinra peacekeeping law. Well, that's fine because this is peace and weapons, this particular area. And then we've got economic report. Well, that doesn't fit in here because that's nothing to do with peace preservation or weapons. So what we're going to want to do at this point is notice the number that's to the left of the actual title of the book. And that is number 7. So what we want to do is count 7 characters along this particular report. So if we start from the letter E of economic as number 1, and then C is number 2, so on and so forth, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I count that as the letter I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep, which is the 7th letter into the title, and actually we're still in the word economic there. So I'm going to jot down here the letter I. That's the first of our letters that we're going to need. Now, the letters are going to be in jumbled order. So we know that the word we need to guess is going to have the letter I in, but that's not necessarily going to be the first letter of the word. Okay, so this is Shinra Inc.'s Space Development Research Library. So we need all spacey stuff to be in here. Anything that isn't to do with space, we know is in the wrong place. So the modern history of Midgar space, that's obviously correct. The results of a failed space mission, also correct. And that means that the incorrect option is not this one. Economic report, space development program. Well, actually, it must be this one. Perhaps. Let me just check those again. Ah, there it is. New plans for urban planning. This is the wrong one. And that's number 10. So let me just check. Okay, yeah. Sometimes the wrong one. This is the thing where I screwed up last time I did the walkthrough. So just pay attention to this. You can have multiple reports on a single bookcase. So that's the problem I had then a moment ago, is that I didn't check the left hand side of this bookcase, and as we can see, urban planning has nothing to do with space. So once again, starting from the N of new, we're going to count 10 characters, not including the spaces in the words, and we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as long as I haven't miscounted, that gives us brings us to the letter O in the word for. So I'll jot that down. So we've got the letters I and O. I'll just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay. So we're getting there. Next up, we're going to head into this particular room and carry on with our progress. In fact, before we do that, I need to actually go ahead and see what's on the outside. This is urban development research. So let's go ahead and check what we've got. Problems with plate construction. Okay, that could be the wrong one because that might need to be filed under science. So I'll just jot down the letter R in pencil in case it's not the wrong one. Midgar city map, that's okay. Reactor construction chart, I'm pretty sure that could be the wrong one, so I'll jot down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the letter T. But I'll just go through some of these others as well. Modern history of wow, it's got to be this one, hasn't it? So I think anything to do with plates and reactors still come under the urban development. So here we have the space program, which is definitely nothing to do with urban development. And if we count 16 characters, again not including spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I come to the letter M in Midgar. So once again, I'll just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So we can probably guess at the password now, but for the sake of consistency, let's go ahead and find the last out of place book here. So this is scientific research. And we've got data on experimental animals. Okay. Ranks and extended use of Mako weaponry. Possibly, I'll pencil that in as a K. Because that could be filed under weapons, I guess, rather than science. Okay, that's science. The ancients in history, I believe that too is science. Okay. I believe that too is science. And that too should be science. So I'm pretty sure then it's this one here, ranks and extended use of Mako weaponry, which gives us the letter K. Let's see what we can make of those letters then, shall we? Because I don't think they all make an obvious word to me at the moment. So we've got K, M, O and I. K, M, O, it could be Mako. And I just screwed up on one of the letters. But then again, it could be any of these. It could be... King is the only one. But that would mean the M and the O were messed up. Because King is the only one with an I in. So if we just go and check out the one that had an I. This is what you do need to be doubly sure of. By the way, you can also save before coming to this floor. You can head back down to the just outside the Shinra Building at some point in order to save if you want to. Which one was this? This was weapons, I believe, wasn't it? Let me just check. Although I think sometimes, yeah, peace, preservation, weapons, sometimes the books do get reorganised, which can be a bit of a pain. But let's see. Materia production and its military uses. Okay. Weapons. Okay, so I think this is actually the wrong one. So I'll cross out the I. I'm not sure where I got that from. And we'll put an A for Mako. Okay, because that does not belong in here, obviously. So now we've got A, O, M and K. So good job. I double checked that. And now if we speak to this guy. A, O, M and K. Obviously reorganises into the word Mako. And we get it. So that nice ding-a-ling-a sound there indicates that the answer was correct. And keycard 65 is ours. And more importantly, we get the elemental materia. Now, one thing I would say is just be careful with the elemental materia, because you could end up healing enemies for large amounts if they are strong to that particular element that you pair it with. But I would actually recommend using it as a defensive materia rather than an attacking materia in most cases, because that's actually going to halve the damage you take from the materia that you link it with. So, for example, let's put Cloud's cover there. As a matter of fact, let's not use it on Cloud. Let's use it on Tifa. So I'm not sure if there's any fire elemental enemies in this area, but if we go ahead and equip her in this fashion, all fire damage is going to be reduced against Tifa. and that's because I've linked the elemental materia with the fire materia in an armor slot. Now, had I put these items here, these materias, in her weapon, and as you can see we could link them also in her weapon, then fire would do more damage against enemies. I think it's only against enemies that are weak to fire, could be wrong on that. Might be against enemies that are just neutral to fire as well. But that's the difference between the weapons and the armor slots anyway. So for the time being, I recommend just pairing it in armor to reduce the amount of damage to that element for that player, or for that character rather. Okay, so with the key card in hand, we can now go ahead and select floor 65, of course. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this episode off here, so thanks for stopping by and joining me. This was more just a tutorial for this particular floor. Hope you've enjoyed watching, and do come back next time for more Final Fantasy VII. See you then, folks. Take care.